Keller Radio with the great band from Seattle, Sweetwater and Stripped Down here. Courtney Barnett's new stuff from her as well. Stay in your lane. As we, man, this has been a busy episode. But and we will play one more song from Iron Will before the end of the hour. But please welcome to the show, Marcy. Well, you've been on the show a couple of times.
A couple of times.
In different.
Hi, you guys.
In different facets. That's the word I was looking for. So now we can add author/musician, Marcy Brenner. And what brings you here today?
Well, I wrote a book about my family's bakery.
Okay.
And I published it at the end of 2019. So it's been that many years. And I wrote a good portion of it and contacted my friend Kristen Donnan, who was an editor and had written and published and had been in the world for her whole life.
Yeah.
And she said, well, send it to me, I'll read it, And I sent it to her, and she flipped out, and she said, I have to edit this book and have my designer design it. And so we wrote it together. I wrote most of the content. She wrote sort of the bookend parts that you really can't write for yourself, where you talk about yourself.
Right.
And so, and I've sold 4,200 copies off of my own platform, my website.
That's amazing.
I swept the floor, wrote the book, got them printed, put them in boxes, put it in the mailbox for 5 years. And it just got picked up by a publisher.
Very cool. And that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
So give us some backgrounds maybe before the book, right? You wrote it about your family. What was the catalyst, I guess, that you said that this needs to be put down on paper?
Well, I've loved being a baker's daughter. So I think I had a lot of friends because I had cupcakes with sprinkles at my house, and so everyone would come to my house after school. So it was wonderful to be a baker's daughter, and I worked at the bakery, and all of us would work there at the holidays because it took all of us. And then when I left home at 17, I just thought, I'm going to miss these tastes. And so I had it in my head then that I wanted to somehow take the big commercial bakery recipes and break them down to kitchen size so that I could make it for myself.
Okay.
So all these years later, I decided to do it. And I approached my dad, and my brother-in-law sent me all of the old ingredient cards from the bakery. So it was 38 pounds of flour, 27 pounds of sugar, no instructions about how to do it, but just what the ingredients were, and ratios. And so Dad taught me what the ratio was.
Okay.
And we began to work on it thinking, well, what size is going to be kitchen size? And then he had a stroke and couldn't put words and numbers together. So he just said, well, you're on your own, have fun. And he was alive to find out when in 2014, when I first started to write it, I created a Facebook page a group page called Brenner's Bakery Memories, just to see if other people were into it as much as I was.
Yeah.
And it turned out that my dad had created a community of over 2,500 people that wrote their stories of their wedding cake, their anniversary cake, the cupcakes for the sports event.
Right.
All of the events of their lives and how much the bakery meant to them.
Now, where is this in the country?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so I printed out an 88-page printout of all of this Facebook stuff and read it to my dad, had my dad read it, and he cried. He said, I've never cried over that bakery before. But then I knew I had a market. I had people that wanted it just as much as I did.
Right.
And it was true. It's a very vibrant community.
So Marcy Brenner is here. You're a musician, a singer-songwriter as well. How did that play in? Did that hinder or help the writing part
Kind
of
of
it?
helped because I've been telling stories, all of my life through music and enjoying stories and actually doing storytelling, stand up and tell a story on Overcook. Donald Davis sort of introduced me to that world. So I did have a sense of story, and I had a platform. I had recorded and released 3 or 4 CDs on my own and had a website that I created in 1999, and it does very well on Google searches because it's been around. So staying power matters. So I had a platform that I could just pop the book in and began to sell the book right off of my website.
So the publisher picking it up, was that an active goal, or did that just kind of come about?
No, there's actually a bit of a story there. My friend Kristen Donnan, who's the editor, and all of her life experience, she created a publishing company, and she put it together. And my book is one of her first books. So it's a created, wonderful, in the family kind of situation. But she's representing a lot of other books.
Absolutely.
Too.
She
Yeah.
believes in it. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Now you're going to read us an excerpt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Cool thing about having a publisher is it's going to go through this funnel where bookstores, physical bookstores, online bookstores, and libraries each year get a catalog of all the books that they can order.
Okay.
And now my book is going to be there.
Definitely.
So now everyone's going to be able to get it online, Amazon, physically, Barnes & Noble,
Yeah.
go to the library and check it out, everywhere in the whole world. So it's really exciting, that part.
Very cool. And what's the name of the book again?
It's called A Baker's Daughter, Recipes and Memories from a Family Bakery.
Okay.
So it's a narrative cookbook. So cookbook with stories. So this chapter is about my dad, and the chapter is called The Whistler. And I organized the book by person in my family, and then by person of what their favorite sweets were. So I told the story about the person, and then my dad was a cake whisperer, so all the cake recipes are in his chapter called The Whistler. And the title of this paragraph is called A Sweet Mission. Dad meant to create a bakery, but he created a community, both inside and outside the bakery. He did it by just doing his job, by making the food we all used to mark occasions. And while he looked upon his profession as his duty to his family, he also took pleasure from it. His favorite thing was to give a kid a cookie, or really, whatever she wanted. For example, on summer evenings, I would hear the sound of the ice cream truck's tinny recorded jingle. I'd search out his whistle and slip my hand into the pocket of his white work pants, still dusted with sugar and dried icing, for a handful of coins. If there was enough to go around, he always let me buy a popsicle or a good humor bar for one of the neighborhood kids, too. My favorite was the chocolate eclair or strawberry shortcake with the crunchies. And the next morning, every morning except Mondays, Dad would get up at 3 a.m. and drive to the bakery. We wouldn't see him again until late afternoon or dinner time. Each day he was greeted by a mountain of dough that proofed bakery talk for risen overnight. Then all day long he stood at that big rotating oven. From that vantage point, he periodically peered through the back of the cases to see what needed replenishing, what needed to be baked next. He filled those front cases 6 days a week, 50 weeks a year, for 43 years. He did his job, fed his family, and had a life. 1 dozen cookies, 1 loaf of bread at a time.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
What better compliment? Just to hear the story of the community and how every recipe impacted their lives and, in monumental moments too. So pretty cool.
It was really cool. People came in the bakery smiling.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, reading that book, being reminded of those memories as well,
Yep.
which is all you can ask for.
Yep.
All right. So where would someone order the book if they're going
Now,
to run to their computer
It's
right now?
unavailable because it's the
Ah.
publisher's going to have it printed. We're making some changes to update the author notes, not the recipes or anything,
Sure.
or the stories, but just the front and back matter.
Okay.
And it'll be released in June of 2026 in time for Father's Day.
Perfect.
But if people are dying for a copy, I have a few.
All right. And how can people contact you and also your music, which we haven't even touched upon tonight?
Yeah, well, the website that has all of it is MRB Publishing. I'm
Okay.
Marcelle R. Brenner. So mrbpublishing.com
Yep.
has all of it there.
Excellent. And then you're also part of the Sunday Sampler.
Yes, that you sponsor,
Yes.
WFIT sponsors,
Indeed, we
along
do.
with Space Shirts. Yeah.
And then the next one is
December 7th, Sunday,
December
December
7th.
7th. And we're having Bob Sima open the show.
that's right.
And Bear and Robert are going to be the main act.
Okay.
Of Florida musicians.
And that's in Melbourne Village.
at the Hester Community House in West Melbourne. Yep.
Awesome.
Very cool venue, historic house.
Absolutely.
It's very cool.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
for
having
everything that
me.
you do. Thanks for your patience. We had kind of the circus of people in and out of the doors today.
Wonderful
But,
to meet everybody.
Well worth it. Absolutely. Marcy Brenner, author, music. Is that weird to get used to?
It did take a while.
Yeah?
Yes, it did, but I'm
You've
used
got
to
a
it now.
you've got a
but
slash in your name now.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like it was just such a success. I did it for myself.
Yeah.
And then I realized there was this other community, and now a larger community, and now a very large community.
Worldwide audience
It's going
for
to get
you.
a piece of my dad, who
Absolutely.
did everything from love. So a piece of Max makes your whole day.
Very cool. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Indeed.
Love what you do.
Thank you. Right back at you. All right. More music after this. Stick around.
Public radio content attracts educated consumers and business decision makers. You can reach this highly desirable audience with your company's marketing message on WFIT. Isn't it time to make our listeners your customers? Find out how by calling 321-674-7461 today or visiting WFIT.org.